and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog. This past weekend, it has been said, would be the 45th anniversary of D&D. I hope I'm getting that right. All right, 45 years of D&D. Think about that. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Now, that would have been, I guess, what they call the wood grain box. The original boxes that were published for $10 back in 1974. Now, if you go to Wikipedia, I don't see the exact date of when it was released. I'm not 100% sure how they came to a date that was, I guess, the 26th or the 27th. But to put things into perspective and to rip it from Wikipedia, which is right, it's Wikipedia's godlike in knowledge. 1974 was the release of the original wood grain box of Dungeons and Dragons. 1977 saw the release of the D&D Basic Set. It also saw the release, I believe, of the Monster Manual in 77 for AD&D. AD&D was released over the course of 1977 through 1979. 77 for the Monster Manual, 78 for the Player's Handbook, 79 for the DMG. I know I came into gaming probably late 79, early 1980 because I was introduced to AD&D. My friend Kenny had the Dungeon Master's Guide. He didn't have any of the other books. And we had to make that phone call to see if I leveled back when you paid per minute. 1981 saw the release of the Basic Set's second version. 83 to 88 is the D&D Basic Set third version. That would be Beck Me. 89 was AD&D second edition. So I was solidly 4 years into my college experience, and I was working. I remember the day that released after work. We went to Discount Books in Jackson Heights and picked up our 2E rule books because we had to be on the cutting edge. And second edition had to be better than first edition, just like advanced was better than basic. And here I am in 2019, and all I can think of is, oh my God, no. Basic. I play Swords and Wizardry these days. It's what I run. I put together the Swords and Wizardry Light rules, which is again what I run at conventions. And I look back at myself and how I saw the different editions of D&D and advanced D&D back in the day, and latest wasn't always greatest. And advanced didn't mean it was better than basic. But we've kind of gotten to the point now where you have so many versions of D&D that you can find a house rules that really accommodate you and your style of play. And isn't that really what it's about? Finding your style of play, what fits you and your group. I mean, if I look at the Wikipedia page, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 distinct releases of Dungeons and Dragons. And that is not really 100% correct because they are listing 4th edition, but as one entry, but 4th edition was revised with those trade paperback size books. So 4th edition actually had like a 4.25 release, if you want to be technical. And if it wasn't for 3.0 and the open game license, we probably wouldn't have had this big surge of OSR gaming / clones that built upon that OGL and stripped it down to its common core, if you will, and gave us games like Osric and Labyrinth Lord and Swords and Wizardry, Basic Fantasy RPG, Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Weird Fantasy. There are many to choose from. That's barely scratching the surface, but they are the core games that are built off that and recognizable as older games. Of course, you have Castles and Crusades, Hackmaster 4E, and I could probably do a whole episode on Hackmaster 4E. But to be real short and quick, Hackmaster 4E is pretty much the 2nd edition rules released to Kenzuko because I think it was under Wizards of the Coast. I don't think it was TSR at the time anymore. But when they released the digital Dragon Magazine compilation, they also released Kenzer's strips of Knights of the Dinner Table, and they republished it without permission. And you have to remember, one of the main primaries at Kenzuko is a lawyer by trade. Therefore, it was easier and I'm sure cheaper on both sides to just give a free license to 2E rules. They had to keep it campy and make it funny, which they did, right? But that is also another version of Dungeons and Dragons with the serial numbers scraped off. So think about it, 45 years of Dungeons and Dragons. I've been participating at least since 1980. Like I said, it's either early 1980 or late 1971. So, wow, 39 years. I never would have thought about it. I never would have guessed it. So, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, 45 years old. God bless Gary. God bless Dave. And those that carry the torch and move things along, afterwards. And of course, the player base. And if it wasn't for everybody playing this game, it wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't really die. Games never really die, but it would have withered on the vine. And it certainly hasn't done that. All right, folks. Thank you as always for listening. If you get a chance, go over to the Discord server. It's at Tenkar's Tavern. I'll put a link into the show notes. It's really a great place to hang if you want discussions about gaming. We've got chats and pretty much talk shows. It's becoming the talk show network of RPGs. We have more stuff planned too, but we've got tonight. We have the Dungeon Show. That's every Monday night, and that's also released on as a podcast. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening over at the Tavern's Discord. So give it a shake, give it a peek. All right, folks. God bless. Stay healthy. Roll your dice well. And I will talk with you all tomorrow. Later, folks.